Hey everybody, and welcome to Authors and Dragons, where a group of comedic fantasy writers get together and try to make it through a whole game of Pathfinder without accidentally dying. Let's see if we pull it off this week. As always, the odds do not look great.
So I'm John Hartness, and I'll be playing Fandingo the Fantastical until he needs a new name. And I am the author of the Black Knight Chronicles from Bellbridge Books and a whole bunch of other weird shit.
I'm Joe Brassey. I will be playing the role of Bjorg Bjornsen, the barbarian, and I have written everything from historical fiction to currently contemporary fantasy.
I'm Rick Gualtieri. I will be playing Silas Kane, mighty paladin of Torag, and I write Toma Bill and Bigfoot Hunters.
My name is Rob Cruzy, and I write mostly humorous science fiction and fantasy stuff, including a humorous high fantasy series, which is the Dis book, starting with Disenchanted. And I am playing Kutharik the Lost, who is a dwarven cleric.
My name's Robert Bevan. I write comedy fantasy books about gamers living the game. The first book is called Critical Failures. Pick it up on Amazon. Here I'm playing the character of Klaus Richter.
And I'm Drew Hayes. I'll be the GM of this group. I write superpowers and NPCs and Fred the Vampire Accountant. And as always, readers, I want to remind you that we are dressed in full appropriate garb for our characters. You can't see us, but you have to trust us. It's period appropriate. It's very, very well crafted. And man, I wish the internet had the ability to convey pictures, but it doesn't, so you're just going to have to believe us on this.
I'm nude.
Yeah, I understood we were all supposed to be completely naked.
All right, I will make the adjustments on your character sheets.
I'm wearing Birkenstocks.
I'm extremely clothed.
Nothing but Birkenstocks, but many, many pairs of them tied together over my nether parts.
That is
Okay.
quite the mental image.
Everybody roll me initiatives.
All right. I admit this is the first campaign I've had that has started with an initiative roll.
I have a good modifier, and of course I roll a fucking 1. So
15.
Oddly enough, that's just like real life in my game.
Well, I'm going to be hanging in the back for a while.
John, who is playing the Fandango, got a 16. And Rick got a 7. That's Silas. Bjorg got a 15. And Rob got a 7.
Yeah.
Okay, remind me, who is traveling together? Kutharik and Bjorg. Okay, then that means Bjorg also has a 7.
Excellent.
You are only as fast as the slowest person in your party.
Sorry, man.
Uh-oh. If we're only as smart as the dumbest person in our party, we have problems.
But Silas is ahead of you guys because he has a much better modifier. Fandango the Fantastical.
Hello.
You are traveling through the kingdom of Zamul, and in your travels you find that you have come to the town of Galfern. It's a nice little trading post place. It's not really a big city, but it's well known enough that you know you can always restock your supplies and get what you need. It's a way station, a place between the big ports to the east and the 4 citadels to the west. Where you're going, that only you know, but you were coming from the south, and the direction you choose from here will be up to you. But you're definitely low on supplies, low on sleep, need a little downtime, and need a little Fandango time.
That's right, baby. Everybody needs a little Fandango time.
So
where's the nearest tavern?
Hang on.
Ooh, we have a town.
Oh my goodness.
Behold, you monsters. Roll me a perception check, Fandango. Yeah. All right, Fandango. With your 23, you see the sprawling wall of Gelfern. It's about 10 feet high, made of brick. It's well crafted, but it's nothing of like a great kingdom's capital. It's just monster defense, pure and simple. In front of you are a pair of armored knights bearing the Kingdom of Zamul's crest, and behind them is a closed gate. It's not like heavily locked. It's very clearly easily able to open, but it is closed, and that does send a very strong message. As you walk up, the one on the right signals for you to halt.
Hi. How's it going?
Going well. What business have you in Gelfern?
I am in need of libation, my friend. I have been walking for many, many minutes, and I need drink. As I'm sure you understand, standing outside in these silly tin cans all day, you understand that after a man has walked for many, many moments, he must have libation. Where can I find that fruit of life that is alcohol?
Tavern and inn are at the back of the town, adjacent to the stables. But before we let you pass, have you found any strange objects or uncovered anything out of the ordinary on your way here?
Not at all. There is very little more ordinary than a traveling minstrel, sir.
He kind of looks you up and down. He nods his head and gestures to his partner, who opens the gate for you. Many reports of strange occurrences these days. We can't be too careful.
I understand. In the last town I passed through, there had been reports of strange things. Those things make great songs and make for good leavings. So thank you. Have a nice day. I'll be drinking.
All right. With your 23, I'll also give you a layout of the actual town.
Okay.
It is actually. Do you want to roll me a bardic knowledge check in relation to the thing he just mentioned?
Sure. Let's see. Knowledge local.
Bardic knowledge is a class ability. Oh wait, yeah, it just adds. Oh, it just adds minimum class level to skills. That's very different than it used to be.
So probably knowledge local.
Knowledge local would do it.
That's okay. I piled on knowledge local.
You might be the first player I've ever encountered who did that.
I need to know where the fathers are.
Smart man.
Knowledge local is a highly underrated skill.
Oh, I didn't say it was a bad skill. I just said he was one of the first players I ever knew who took it.
Word.
All right. Well, while you're getting ready to roll, I'll give you the layout of the town. It's a simple little village, clearly built to. Woo! You don't know shit. For the viewers at home, he just rolled a natural 1, meaning he has critically failed. There you go, Robert. There's a plug for you. And it is he gets nothing. He gets nothing regardless of bonus. Normally, I would even make this worse and give him something negative, but you know, first game I'll be a little nice.
It's
You're never supposed to try and kill him until the third game.
Seems fair.
All right, so you are in. I'll actually move you in. It's a simple village. It's built to sustain what is largely the farmlands you've seen around it, and the travelers make a little coin off of them. There's villagers scattered about. You can see 3 over to the left having a little conversation. You can see one throwing a coin into the wishing well. You see a little girl just kind of playing with a doll, and just villagers scattered about. The signs have very simple accoutrements. The large one in the rear has a sword and shield hanging on a wooden placard in front of it. The one to your far left has what appears to be a potion, and the small building right here seems to have leaves and herbs carved into wood on it. And of course, at the far back is the gigantic building, the tavern / general store / stable. Which would you like to head for?
You're kidding, right?
I have to ask, man.
Straight to the booth.
So you head toward the tavern, and you get in, and you begin to, I assume, order you some booze.
Well, first I want to see if there's a minstrel playing.
There is not.
Alrighty then. Daddy wants to work towards drinking for free.
Okay, we will come back to you in a moment. So based on initiative, that means Robert is next.
Me? Okay.
Yeah, you rolled an 11.
Yes.
What's you next in line? As I told earlier, you are in the Kingdom of Zimul. You have been traveling, and you've arrived at Gelthorn, which is a little outpost town in a farming community. Its most renowned is that it's a good stopping point between a lot of bigger destinations, like the ports to the east or the forest citadels to the south or to the west. And it's a nice place to restock, to get food, drink, rations, a good night's sleep outside from the wild wandering animals. So that is what has brought you here. Where you are going afterward, that's up to you to know. But today you do walk up to the guards.
Oh, hey, there I am. Cool.
And you can roll me a perception check, or you can greet them, but they stop you as you approach. The one on the right holds up his hand.
Hello?
Hello, traveler. What brings you to Gelfarn?
A thirst.
He looks at his buddy. Second one in like 20 minutes. Fucking adventurers. He looks back at you. Have you encountered any strange objects or magical items in your recent journeys?
Do bears count?
Was it a magical bear?
No,
Are you carrying it with you?
I am not.
Then no, it does not count.
Then my answer is no.
Kind of cocks an eyebrow, and after a minute he motions to his buddy to let you in. And the gate opens, and you can walk inside.
Thank you.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. 11 again.
11. Okay, with that, you can see the bunch of buildings. You can see the villagers, although you don't make out quite as many details. You notice the building with the leaves and the herbs on the sign right in front of you. And you notice the one with the potion over to the far left. You do see that there's a well in the center, and you definitely notice the giant tavern slash inn slash stable slash general store at the far. What would you like to head toward?
I'd like to peek inside the well.
Okay, roll up. Next to you, there is a young woman who is throwing a small copper in. You see her making a wish. Roll me a perception to look down the well. You do not see shit. It's a well.
Yeah.
It's dark. There's stones. They look wet. There's a little thing that you wind to bring the bucket up.
That makes me thirsty.
All right, that's where we will walk away from you, Silas. Same drill. Gelfarn trading post.
Yep.
Ports to the east, citadels to the west. You're coming from the north or the south. You're stopping over. The guy holds up a hand to stop you as you approach.
And who are you to deny me entrance?
Whoa, calm down, buddy. I'm the guard. That's my job. Now, what brings you to Gelfarn?
My name is Silas Kane, and I am but filth on the bottom of the mighty boot of Toreg. May it forever rain spittle down upon the unholy. I have come to spread his holy word and destroy evil wherever it may hide, and it hides in many places. Oh yes, yes it does, for we are all sinners before his righteous glory. Praise be to Toreg!
The guard stares at you, slowly lowers his head, and gently pinches the bridge of his nose with his index finger and thumb. Lets out a long sigh, and then says, "Oh, may the gods help me. I don't want to ask this. I have to ask this. Oh, that was just asking him why he can't. Okay. Have you encountered any strange objects or magical items recently in your journeys that might pose a danger to this town? Feel free to keep it simple."
Sin against Toreg is a danger to all, and I have encounter everywhere. I encounter it right now.
He looks over at his friend. What's the general rule on paladins? Let him? Always? Fuck you, Carl. And he waves at Carl to let you in.
As Silas walks past, he just basically tells him, it's like, repent before you burn in the fires of hell.
You can walk in. Roll me a perception check. Okay. You see that this building has a sign with herbs on it, and you see that this giant building in the distance is very clearly an inn or a general store or something. There's a shitload of people. You've been in enough towns you can put two and two together. But that's all you get with a 6. What do you want to head toward?
What about this group over to the left?
What, this group right here?
Yeah, these three little thingamabobs.
Yeah, you got a 6. You barely notice there are people in this town.
Well,
they just look like really shitty buildings.
I was just gonna walk up, find a spot in the center of town, and start preaching the love of Toreg to whoever is so unfortunate enough to turn in his direction.
Okay then, and that will bring us to our final pair, Bjorg and Kutharek.
Yes.
All right, the two of you are approaching Gelfarn, and you are stopped by the guard.
Good day.
Well, I suppose we have to talk to these people. Why don't you handle it, Bjorg?
I will do the talking, my squat friend. Good morning.
What? He's just kind of staring up at you and your massive damn barbarian frame.
Ever seen a Northman?
What brings you to Gelthorn?
It was on the road.
You know, that might be the most honest answer we've gotten all day.
Honesty is good.
We've run into a lot of towns like this. We're not impressed, okay? Can we just move this along a little bit?
Yes, you can once we're certain it's safe to let you in. Have you uncovered any objects of mysterious origin or magical nature that you believe might be a danger to this town?
No, nothing other than my companion's lack of a sense of humor.
What kind of things are you talking about? What magic items? What? I mean, can you be more specific?
The wall is extremely tall.
There are many reports of strange items being discovered recently. Something about a new treasure trove uncovered. We know very little, but we only know that what has been found, much is dangerous.
Yeah,
Therefore, Gelthorn is locked down.
So have we passed the test yet, or whatever? Can we enter the town?
Again, forgive my friend. He was born without a personality.
He just kind of looks at you both, and then he looks over at Carl. Honestly, I was kind of expecting this to be inverted. Yeah, alright, well, I really don't want to fight the big one.
That is a wise choice.
Yeah,
alright,
you
can both come in. You, and he points at Bjorg, are welcomed in happily. And you, he points down at the dwarf, should watch your shit.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks.
And they let you both pass, and you should both give me perception checks.
That's a piss poor guard. Let him in. I don't want to fight him.
He wasn't paid to keep out half-orcs. He was paid to keep out dangerous magical items.
I'm not a half-orc.
Whoops.
What are you?
I'm a human.
Oh. Aren't you a big damn human?
Yes.
Yeah. He wasn't paid to keep out big damn humans. They were told the truth about not having magical items, so he let them in. Okay. Bjorn's perception check is 17. Damn! You guys are much better at this than
We see stuff.
almost everybody except for Fandango. Okay, I'm going to move you both since you're in the city now.
What a refreshingly humble town.
Okay, you guys both see the villagers, 3 over here talking, 1 throwing a coin into the wishing well, 1 playing with a doll. You see the potion, you see the herbs, you see the sword and shield, and you definitely see the tavern.
That looks like
you also see a man
Amen.
standing in the center of town, beginning to speak with a lot of passion and a lot of fervor. And I think this is a good time for Silas Kane to describe himself and what he looks like when he's going on a preaching tear.
All right. Well, he would be a handsome man, except that one side of his face looks to be horribly scarred. Burns, cuts, what have you. He's dressed simply, but he's definitely adorned with holy symbols of Tuareg, and you see him reading from a book. Those who are dwarves may recognize the symbol of Tuareg on it, although it's a little bit different, as if it's almost like a fringe sect of the god. But he's a little over 6 feet tall. He's about 6'3". Relatively muscular, though nowhere close to the barbarian. More wiry than anything.
Look, Cathartic, a crazy man.
I think that's one of those adherents to that Tuareg sect. Those guys are the worst. You can't get them to shut up.
Is there anyone you like?
You're okay.
I will accept that.
Okay, what do you guys want to head for?
Let's see. We have to get to the tavern. We kind of have to walk past Silas, right?
I mean, you can take the long way around, or you can go right past him. It's your call. You can scoot behind the buildings.
No. I'm just gonna walk towards the tavern.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with them.
Okay.
Come, I think some warm stew will warm your cockles.
You two walk past him and enter the tavern. If you can move your characters there.
As they walk past, Silas ignores the barbarian, but the dwarf, he definitely gives a hearty salute. It's like, "Hail, brother! May Tuareg's fire not consume you during the judgment."
He's not a dwarf. I don't understand.
I'm sorry, I thought he was.
I'm a dwarf.
No, I'm in character. He's confused that Silas is worshipping a dwarfish god while he's not a dwarf.
Well, okay. Yeah, your devotion is very impressive.
There you go, Silas. Somebody in this town kind of likes you. All right, as you two walk into the tavern, you see that there is a minstrel with a lute out. And we will go back to Fandingo. Fandingo,
Ha!
you are talking to the bartender, a tall, bald, broad man who looks like he's bounced his fair share of adventurers out on their head after a few too many drinks. Because it would be disrespectful to start playing without talking to him first.
Good day, sir.
Hey, ale?
Yes, but I see that your tavern is lacking in only one of the finest amenities. You have a stage, and yet there is no one on your stage.
Side note, there is definitely no stage in here.
I see a space in the corner that could be construed as a stage.
Any open place is a stage.
On a table, perhaps. But yet there's no music here to lighten the hearts and the wallets of your patrons. Might I interest you in a mutually beneficial business arrangement? Good sir.
You a bard?
I am Fandingo the Fantastical.
Yeah, bard rate's 25 cents off the top, and you still pay for your own drinks.
Every other drink for free, and you can have a third.
He looks you up and down. I've dealt with bards before. 25% and you pay for your own drinks.
Spot me one and you've got a deal.
He kind of glares at you, rubs his chin.
I give him my best winning smile.
Roll me a diplomacy check. God damn.
That's
Well,
smile.
he reaches down and he's about to pour you the house standard. Then he stops and looks you up and down. He goes over and he pours you a glass of the good stuff. It's a much smaller keg. He keeps it kind of tucked away and he sets it down. You look like you might make me some money. I believe a good business arrangement should always be settled over the good stuff. And he slides it over to you.
For this, sir, I will even tune.
All right. We're gonna say that you can get your thing tuned and get set up to play on your next turn.
Alrighty.
All right. That brings us over to Klaus, who has just left the well. It looks like.
I'm in the tavern.
Oh, okay. So you're going to the tavern on the start of your turn?
Well, yeah, I thought I did that at the end of my last turn.
No, you ended it looking in the well.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, welcome to the tavern.
Okay. Silas, do you scream anything at the man who walks by you?
Yeah, the filthy beggar is not worth my time.
Okay, Klaus, as you walk in, roll me a perception.
Sure thing. Perception.
All right, that meets the requirement. You see a scruffy bartender finishing up cleaning a mug, and you see the three characters who have arrived before you. Let's go down the line and do some descriptions. So let's do Fandingo and then Bjork and Kutharek. Tell everybody, but especially the man who just rolled the perception check, what you look like.
Fandingo the Fantastical is a dead sexy half-elf, little under 6 feet tall, about 165 pounds, with piercing blue eyes and flawless, lustrous skin and a glossy blonde ponytail coming just about in the middle of his back. He's dressed in somewhat the worse for wear minstrel garb after having been on the road for a few days. He definitely looks as though he may have left his best suit of clothes in the last town under someone's bed in a hurry.
All right, Bjorg Bjornsen is this gigantic slab of Northman. You know, long hair pulled back from his face, fetching beard, and eyes that look like they would do questionable things given the right amount of alcohol. He's wearing hide armor and's got a big old greatsword strapped to his back and looks kind of unnervingly friendly.
And I'm the opposite of that. Kutharek the Lost is a kind of a very average-sized looking dwarf, 3'9", 150 pounds, kind of mousy gray hair, very plain, homely face with a scraggly beard, and looks like he's unhappy with his lot in life, and only manages to smile occasionally at the antics of his companion, the hulking barbarian.
Okay.
So that is the sight you see as you walk into the tavern.
Are there other customers there as well?
There are, in fact. And you know what? We now have a great enough number of you that it is time to go look at it.
All right.
That's cool.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely not a stage there.
No, there is not. I checked before I told you that. Okay, so Fandango, we're gonna say you are over in this corner, getting ready to play.
Getting jiggy
And
with it.
yep, and we'll put Bjorn and Kuther over there, and Klaus has just walked in. So, in addition to everyone described, you see a pair of peasants right here. Looks like a man and his son sitting down for a nice meal. And you see just a small group of farmers. It looks like sharing some food and a couple of pints of ale.
None of these look like good marks.
Yeah, it's a farming town. What little they have is not going to be easy to take, and it won't be great to get. I mean, unless you like corn. If you like corn, holy shit,
What corn?
are you in the right place to scale from people? There are a lot of cornfields around here. Like, you can become the fucking robber baron of corn.
Of porn?
Of corn.
That's far less entertaining.
Different town, man. Different town. Also, isn't Fandango trying to become the robber baron of porn?
I'm putting that on a business card.
Porn farming is a very different business.
So, Klaus, what do you want to do? You want to just sit? You want to get food and ale?
I want to look at the dwarf over here, the grumpy one. Does he have anything that looks stealable?
That's up to Kutherick. Kutherick, what have you got on your person?
Well, I've got a mace.
That won't do.
Is that it?
Well, I've got a mace. I've got my leather whipping straps and a sling. I think I have 49 gold pieces on me.
Do you wear
Uh-oh.
armor?
Who's getting a serenade?
Yeah, I've studded leather armor.
There you go.
And a shield.
So he's got a weapon and armor that you can clearly see. But seeing as he's got armor on, you're gonna have to roll a perception check to see if you can see his gold purse.
Okay, I'll roll a perception check.
You do not see anything on
All right.
aside from the weapon and the armor.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try and steal his armor. I'll
Probably a smart call.
I'll go sit at the bar. I'll sit at the over here in the corner so I can have a better view of everything. And
All right. Bartender looks at you. Ale?
Ale sounds good.
Yeah, he holds up a hand. 3 copper.
Can you change a gold?
Yes, he can. You now have 9 silver, 7 copper.
Okay, I'll drink and
All right.
observe.
All right, that was Klaus. Next up is Silas, and so that means we are going back outside to the town.
Well, Silas will probably preach until such time as either he angers people or eventually tires out and gets thirsty, and then he will make his way into the tavern.
Okay, well, people are already beginning to move away from you.
Because one of the things Silas is preaching is burning down the cornfields and raising temples to Torig's glory instead.
Yeah, people are getting away from you. The little girl with her doll looks at you with fear in her eyes and just kind of scuttles away quickly. Like, oh god, what's this crazy son of a bitch doing? I guess you'll burn in
You will burn in the fires of the rupture.
All right, so we're gonna burn a turn there. I guess you just let me know when you're ready to head in.
After it looks like people are moving away, so probably next turn he'll probably have had enough, give up on these sinners and go in for a drink.
Fair enough. Okay, we are back to the inn then.
I like the fact that I'm not the only one, or I'm not even the primary one alienating people in this town.
No, you guys are making it interesting. I'm gonna have to really have fun to get you as a party. You rat sacks of shit. Okay, so Kutherick and Bjorg are up, and they have sat down. They've seen a bard haggling with a bartender and going to set up and play. They also saw a... Robert, describe yourself. Who came in and looked around?
Klaus Richter. He does his best to stay as unseen as possible. He'll be wearing a cloak made out of probably bear hide. And yeah, he's a half elf, very nondescript. And he makes an effort to be that way. Tries to stay invisible.
Okay, what do you guys want to do?
Look, Kutharic, there's music, and a man who thinks he's a bear.
Yes, it's a fascinating place to be sure.
I like it here, but it's very quiet.
What do you think that they were talking about with this strange goings on and magic items and stuff? What do you think that's about?
I I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, that's your go-to answer, isn't it?
It sounds complicated.
Can we try asking the bartender if he knows anything?
You certainly can.
I will go with you.
Okay.
When you try to talk to people, bad things happen.
Ask the bartender if he knows anything about any strange goings on around town, or around town or in town.
Barkeep,
Ill?
what do you know of the strangeness that's been happening? The strangeness.
He stares at you and then sort of crosses his arms. Ale?
Oh, yes, 2, please, for my squat friend and myself.
6 copper.
Can do.
Alright, as he serves you your drinks. There be a lot of tales coming down the road lately. Over to the east, in one of the seaports, they say something washed ashore. A chest of trinkets.
Was it Seaman?
Quite like no one's ever seen before. Strange things, magical. Some of them powerful, some of them dangerous. A few days later, a man came ashore and began jabbering on and on about strange new islands cropping up and magical forces unlike anything he ever seen. They showed him the chest, and he said it was only a piece of what was out there. Of course, then someone found a ring that turned everyone who touched it into goop, so no one knows entirely how reliable that is.
Turned them into goop.
Goop. Goop is how it was described to me. Goop is how I'm describing it.
That sounds complicated.
Magic. He just kind of lifted his shoulders like, fucking magic.
I agree. Fucking magic. Stare back at my dwarvish friend. I have no idea.
How far away is this? This port where the stuff is?
It was the port of Tamford. Be about 3 days' journey to the east. Of course, I wouldn't recommend you go there, obviously. That's why we got everything battened down here. There'll also be some tales of some strange magic coming out of the west as well, although that one's not items so much as curious creatures that no one's ever seen before popping up.
Bone from the east and the west. You can't win for losing.
Yeah, Zimmel. It's a bad time to live in the big cities.
I come from the north.
I hear there's lots of killing and cold and monsters up there.
Yes! It's nice.
He just kind of looks at you. I like you.
I like you too. You seem nice.
Okay, that is Bjorg and Guthric's turn, which brings us to Fandango, who can begin to play if he is so inclined.
Oh, baby, we're jamming.
Oh, and I do want to take an aside to let the listeners know that while they were doing that, Klaus attempted to see if there was anything he could steal and rolled a natural 1, which is why something's going to happen to him on his turn. But it's not his turn. So, Fandango.
So I'm all tuned up, and I'm starting to play a lively jig as I meander between the tables, looking for generous patrons of the arts. I see this well-accoutred giant and this mousy-looking little fuck who's obviously a thief.
Actually, they are at the bar right now because they just finished talking with the bartender.
All right.
I avoid the mousy-looking fuck and go towards the cheerful giant.
First things first, we gotta hear how that loot's playing. I want that perform check.
Alrighty. Oh, I think we're alright.
We are definitely all right. It's a nice, smooth ballad. It's nothing world changing. No one's falling to their knees and weeping, but it's good. It's very good. It's, Capital Kingdom about good. It's something you wouldn't expect to hear in a little trading post out in the middle of nowhere. You can see the other villagers are kind of nodding their heads and tapping their feet a little bit, and they're getting into it.
Kind of thing guaranteed to loosen a purse string or panties. By the way, are there any good-looking women among the villagers in the tavern?
There are not. These are all hardworking farm stock. Everyone kind of looks like a potato. Just squat and tough and a little bit dirty and hard.
So I have a thief, a dwarf, Chris Helmsworth, and potatoes.
Pretty much. And a bartender.
Anything I get out of him is going to be luck. So let's go over towards the jolly green dim-witted giant and see if we can play him out of his cash.
Kuthar, look, he doesn't sound like a squealing pig.
I can if you pay extra.
I'd prefer
Terrible.
And how is life on the road, fair travelers?
wet and long.
I found it dry myself. Powerful dry. Terribly dry. My throat becomes cracked and parched with how dry it was just working to get here.
You've lost me.
You're not going to make any headway with him that way. You're being about 16 degrees too subtle for Bjorg. So
Buy me a drink, big guy.
Why not? I will buy him a drink. Barkeep, an ale for the bard.
better you than me.
All right, deduct 3 gold, and the bard now has a mug of ale. Do you stop playing to drink it?
I don't have to.
I'm gonna need a dexterity check if you're gonna try that.
Open chords, baby. Open chords. But yes, I'll try a dex check to see if I can play and drink and play and drink. Because I didn't make him Irish by nature.
Yeah, you're dropping something. Yeah, I don't know if it's the beer or the
Oats.
loot. Your call.
Oh, I'm dropping the loot.
All right.
It can stand it.
You kind of fumble for a bit, and you're like, shit. And the loot goes clattering to the floor.
I hope
Sorry.
he doesn't treat his women the same way he treats his instrument.
Women are far more replaceable than instruments, my friend.
Looks like that was a beer well spent.
Okay, so Fandango has managed to drop his loot,
Thwunk.
but he did get a beer out of it, so, good time. Let's go back over to Klaus, who was looking for something to steal and made a very poor decision. So, Klaus, as your eyes were sweeping the table just looking for something that was worth taking, your eyes happened upon a fresh meat pie that the bartender had set out. Presumably, you assumed, because a patron had ordered and he hadn't had a chance to bring it over. You reach out and grab it, deciding that you're going to seize this meal for yourself.
Right.
Only as the searing heat burns your hand do you realize, oh, he put this out to cool. This is a very hot pie straight from the oven.
Ouch.
Roll me a fortitude save.
5.
You do not successfully stop yourself from letting out a yelp of pain
Ow!
as you grab the pie. Everyone looks over at you because you just screamed and dropped a hot pie clattering to the bar top. And
Please.
no one has intelligence of 2 or less, so everyone's able to put that together. The bartender looks over. Hey, you want to be eaten, you got to be paying for it.
You're lucky I don't sue you.
He reaches under the table. Yeah, we get a few of those too. He pulls out a big club with a couple of blades wedged in it. You can talk to my lawyer if you got a problem.
So, how much are hot pies?
Oh, for you, I think you'd be getting the special. That one's gonna run you gold.
All right, I'll pay my dues. I'll give him his gold.
He takes the gold and he slides the pie over to you with the bat. You bought it. It's yours now.
Thank you.
All right, as I said, with people walking away, Silas kind of dismisses them all as sinners, all doomed to burn in the fires of the 9 hells.
Perfectly reasonable response. Okay, you enter the tavern and join everyone else. Now, as soon as you walk in, the bartender, club still in hand, looks over. Hey, you the one making all that racket outside?
If by racket, good sir, you mean spreading the love of Toreg, then yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. None of that in here.
No worries, for I have simply come to quench my thirst from my long travels and my proselytizing to the sinners. As he walks past, he again looks at God, what's the dwarf's name again? Catharic, and ignoring what he did before, just kind of once again nods and's like, greetings, brother.
I don't understand. He's still not a dwarf.
One day, friend, one day Tuareg will smile upon me and I will wake up one of the favored people. Until that time, I am only what you see before you. So Silas takes a seat at the bar and, waits for the bartender to give him some attention.
Oh, the bartender's gonna look over. Ale?
Water, my friend. Perhaps you have some that you have washed dishes in and such, for that is all I am worthy of.
He just kind of looks at you, and he reaches down and he pulls out a pitcher of normal water, and he fills a cup, And he hands it to you. 1 copper.
Sure. Silas hands it over. Be sure not to spend it on sinful pursuits.
Aye. He just tucks it back away.
How many copper go into a gold? Is that 10 or?
It's a 10 copper to 1 silver, 10 silver to 1 gold. I always think of it as a gold is $100, a silver is $10, and a copper is $1.
All right.
Hello.
That man is insane.
Does he think he's a dwarf?
No, I think he wants to be a dwarf.
Appropriating my culture.
No offense to the little guy, but why would you want to be a dwarf? I mean, people put things on the top shelf.
I'm going to look at Kutharik as though expecting him to offer some sort of explanation.
Don't ask me. I don't know. I wish I wasn't.
Fair enough. So, where'd you guys come from?
North!
I hear there's lots of killing up there.
Yes. It is a fine place, but I wanted to see other places.
I look
Not all
down
of
at
them.
Gutharic. He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, is he?
No, but his heart is in the right place, as far as I can tell.
Fair enough. So, looking around, I'm not seeing anyone else who looks as though they may have any money.
No. Corn, yes. Money, I mean, you might be able to separate them from a couple of coppers, but I mean these are simple farming folk. As a traveling adventurer with a gold in your pocket, you already have way more money than they do.
Actually, Silas sees you looking around and says, "Minstrel," He tosses a gold at you. He's like, "Sing a song of Tuareg's glory. Make me weep with emotion."
That does not sound difficult.
I want to see if I know any songs of Tuareg's glory, because I'm going to make something up if I don't.
Knowledge religion.
Homeslice just threw a gold at me.
Yeah, knowledge religion to see if you actually know one. Oh shit, yeah, you know a couple. You've had to play for dwarven audiences before, and you know how to get out of there without getting your ass kicked.
Kutharik, he's about to sing a song of your people.
So, give me a perform check, see if you do it justice.
I should totally get modifiers, because I'm betting Homeslice's bar is set pretty low.
Okay, 14. It's about on par with what you were singing before. It's not gonna bring normal people to their knees. I don't know about Silas the Unstable Paladin.
Most certainly does.
Yeah, but
As far as
it's not bad, and no one is bothered by it. They enjoy it. It's nice. It's a little different. They're not used to getting dwarven god worship songs here, but hey, when in doubt.
Bjorg, this guy isn't half bad, considering.
Indeed not.
I just got a gold out of this deal, and I only have to give 25% of it to the barkeep.
Is Silas reacting to the song?
He's weeping copiously as he listens to the glory.
Friend, I pat Silas on the shoulder. Friend, for 1 gold per song, I will sing all night.
You truly have a gift for knowing the glory that you will never know.
Kutharik, you should feel right at home.
Sorry, Kutharik.
As much as I ever do.
Okay, is Robert back?
I'm here.
Okay. Klaus, you just spent a gold on a meat pie, and there's a Song of Tuareg going down. Would you like to do anything besides eat your pie? You want to join in the discussion, or just want to sulk and nurse your hand?
Yeah, I'm sulking, and I want my gold back. I see that weird cleric. He's giving out gold. I'll keep an eye on him, see where he puts it. His coin pouch.
All right, he did just take out a gold. Roll me a perception check.
Damn.
That's a 6. You did not see where he took that gold pouch. He's wearing a lot more armor than just studded leather, and it's really hard to keep track of where all the compartments and things are.
All right.
All right. So Robert, yeah, Klaus looks, but he looks over it just when he's already put it away, and he misses it.
Well,
But you never know. There might be another song.
yeah, I'll eat my pie and continue observing the only people that seem to have any money in this town.
So after Klaus, I'm just going to pause for a second to say that you all arrived here in the late afternoon to dusk, and the sun is beginning to set. This is definitely a place where you can secure lodging if you would like to, or if anyone wants to go out and do anything in the darkness, they are certainly welcome to try. But the hours are drawing on, so All right, so let's go back to the top, which will be Fandango. I mean, pretty much everyone but Klaus can kind of act as a unit right now because Klaus is the only one away from the group.
As it is growing late, I feel my fingers begin to tire, Sir Paladin. Might you find it in your most generous of pious hearts to aid in lodging a poor minstrel for the evening?
Silas claps like one arm around your shoulder. He's like, I can tell you are the only true believer in this town. For that, we are brothers. So you will stay with me. And together we will pray to Toreg.
Unfortunately, dear Sir Paladin, I have what the physicers have called a deviated septum, and my snoring is not near so euphonious as my singing, and I fear that I would interrupt your pious prayers with the sawing of log-type noises that emanate from me when I sleep. Plus, I have consumed many ales, and there may be also some vaporous emissions.
He doesn't sound like that sort of thing bothers him.
Shut up, big sexy. I don't want to shack up with the paladin.
I think they would wait. You guys,
the
it
best.
makes sense to me. They could share a room together. I think that they were made for each other.
I hate dwarves.
The bartender leans over. Rooms are a silver apiece. However you decide to slice them.
And how many rooms do you have available, good sir?
There's a stopover, boys. We got 10 rooms. Only 3 are filled.
Thank you, Torek.
Silas says, "Thank you, good sir, but may you have any slots in the stable you can spare?"
Stable? Good paladin?
I think he wants to sleep on straw.
That certainly cannot be good for thine armor. And it would be terrible for the tuning of my lute and anything else I want to get tuned tonight. Perhaps if you feel the need to commune with Torag more closely, you could foster my stay in a real room as a patron of the arts, such as the church has historically been.
The arts are nothing compared to Torag's glory. But, if you claim to be a true believer as you are, then I cannot turn down a brother.
This should be interesting.
I truly believe many, many things, Sir Paladin. I truly believe many things.
Silas stares at you a little dubiously. He mentioned the glory of Torag, and you haven't dropped to your knees yet.
I would, of course, immediately be praying to Torag in the highest, but these floors, they ruin the knees of my clothes. And I must present myself in a certain fashion so as to better honor the gods.
Gods?
Oh, balls. Come on, big sexy, help the brother out. Pour a beer on the little guy. Do something. Jesus.
Do you pour beer on the little guy?
Me? Oh, Bjorg?
Bjorg, I'm assuming you're big sexy.
Oh, sorry, I didn't catch.
Come on, big sexy, help a brother out. Don't beer on the little
Bjorg's
guy.
gonna, okay, yeah. He throws an arm around the bar shoulder and says, "He will room with us tonight."
What? Oh.
I'd seen that Silas kind of slides over to you and kind of jabs you in the shoulder like as if he's whispering, "Be careful, they're sinners, especially the big one.
I'm not sure.
Perhaps you can convert them."
That would be a perfect opportunity, Sir Paladin, for me to convert them. Yes, and sleep in a bed, not with cows and poop. There's no poop in the room.
These stables have horses.
And horses have poop. The rooms do not have poop, correct? I asked the bartender.
Good job.
No, the rooms do not have poop. And he points at Silas, are not sleeping in the damn stables. People pay good money to put their horses there. I'm not going to have you bothering them all night.
But I am worthy of no better. For I am
you're
a
not
sinner.
You're not worthy of the stables.
I would like to say that to the bartender that his rooms don't have poop in them yet.
For you, it's 3 silver.
I'm with the big guy. He's paying.
He looks.
You are just making friends and influencing people everywhere you go, aren't you?
The bartender looks up at Bjorg. It's 3 silver. You can't threaten to shit in my room and expect not to pay a cleaning tax.
I didn't threaten to shit in your room.
If he's with you, it's his shit. It's your upcharge.
Oh, come on, look at him. It would be a wee little shit.
It was a joke.
You're not being very convincing.
Yeah, they always say it's a joke, and then in the morning, I gotta scrub the damn shit off the floors.
Tiny little dwarf shits.
You ever seen a dwarf shit, boy? They shit like they live in mountains.
I'm going to lean in and look. Bjorg's going to lean in and look at the barkeep with the utmost sincerity as he asks this question. So this happens often?
The bartender just lowers his head. Don't ever become an innkeeper, son. Don't ever become an innkeeper.
So 2 silver is what you're saying.
We are all
3 for the room with the dwarf. Everyone else it's 1, and no damn stables for you.
We are all but shits in the outhouse of Tuareg.
Stop talking, Tin Can.
I think he just made that one up. Fine. And look at Gutharic and be like, I hope you can pay for the next place we stay.
As long as we don't have to stay with that
I'll
bar doing his tuning all night.
And no more threatening to shit on things. That's not
It
polite.
was a joke. It was a joke. I can't help be blamed if the people in this town don't have any sense of humor.
Yes, but your sense of humor is bad.
at some point, friends.
It makes me laugh.
I will instruct you in humor and how to make other people laugh.
Oh, I can't wait to see this.
Okay, so while they are somehow managing to negotiate their way up in price on rooms, Klaus, you have finished your pie,
Yes.
and is there anything you would like to do?
Yeah, you said it's turning night?
Yes, it is turning into nighttime.
Okay.
You can try and bunk up outside of the city, or you can purchase a room. It's all up to you.
I'm going to take a walk around town and have a look around.
Most of the people have kind of thinned out now. There are far less of them. You roll me a perception check, actually.
3.
Okay.
Not my day.
It is not your day. You have left the inn, and I will give you that you can notice that there is now a guard that you don't recognize standing very near the inn, and also kind of adjacent between the other buildings. In order to, no, you don't really know. You can just see him, barely. You walk out and the setting sun just catches your eye and you're like, ah, damn it, son of a bitch.
Oh, so it's still not dark yet then.
No, it is. Somehow you caught the last ray of sunlight from 3 hours ago. That is how shitty your perception check was.
Prismed.
All right. Well, I'm still interested in this well.
Okay, you can walk over to the well and roll me another perception check.
9.
9. Okay, that is much better. You look down the well. Do you have dark vision?
I think I have low light vision.
It is very low light around you, seeing as the sun has gone down. But there is still a few torches burning in key spots around the town. One at each of the shop fronts and one by the tavern. There is not one directly around the well. And as you stare into it, you can see down maybe 3 feet, and it's just more darkness.
That's fine. You said there's a bucket rope?
There is a bucket rope.
All right. I want to look left and right and see if anybody's paying attention to me.
Roll me a perception.
I got to put more ranks into this. 5.
You do not notice if anyone is paying attention to you.
Good enough for me. All right. I've got to find out what's at the bottom of the well. I'm jumping in and climbing down the rope.
Oh my
Okay.
Stealthily.
Roll me a
Says the man who burned himself trying to steal a pie.
pie. Roll me an acrobatics check to try and hop up
Okay.
on the thing.
22.
That is impressive. You're half elf. All right, you're slender, but you're not subtle and you're not small. And as soon as you are up on the well, grabbing the rope to go down, you hear a, "Hey, what are you doing over there?" And one of the guards that you somehow failed to notice walks right over to you. "Get down from there. We drink out of that."
Okay. As soon as he says, "Hey," I'm gonna pretend, "Oh, I slipped," and fall and grab the rope.
Okay, with your acrobatics check, you can pull that off. You're just falling now because there's no one holding the handle, and that's how that works. So you are just plummeting, and you don't know how long you fall, but suddenly you have landed, and there is a very audible splash as you are swimming in complete darkness because you have landed in the bottom of the well, and you're still holding onto the bucket and rope.
Okay. I feel around on the walls.
They are slick, smooth, and stone.
And all surrounding?
Yes.
Hmm.
It's a well.
And nothing else. All right.
Nothing that you can discern in absolute darkness.
This plan didn't work out so hot either.
And people
Sir.
say I'm someone.
Sir, you startled me.
Roll me a bluff check.
And I thought animate rope was going to be a silly level 1 spell to choose.
Bluff. 6.
Oh,
Jeez.
yeah. You fell my ass. You jumped up on there. You were clearly about to go down, and you ignored my warning. I ought to leave you in there, but I'm afraid you'll piss and shit in it and ruin it for everyone.
Well, eventually.
You got a good grip on the rope?
Yes.
Hang on. And you hear the sound of a crank being turned, and slowly you are being pulled up to the top. And we will leave you there for now and go back inside the inn.
Okay.
Everybody roll me perception checks that's inside the inn. So what did everybody roll?
Hold on, rolling perception now.
Like 10 from Silas.
was a 15.
I got an 18. Sorry.
I got a 14.
Fandango and Kutherick both notice that they hear some slight shouting outside. What they do with that information is up to them.
I look down at the... do I notice that the shifty little bastard has left?
With that perception check, yes you do.
Sounds like the... Sounds like our friend with the burned hand has gotten himself in a little trouble.
Ooh, trouble sounds entertaining.
It could be funny.
Yeah, let's go check it out. I like funny.
Ooh.
A little schadenfreude had never hurt anyone. Except, well, the person it hurts, which is funny. Let's go look.
Alright, real quick, did everybody buy rooms, aside from Klaus?
I did. Yeah.
Who was I?
Bjorg. Bjorg's paid for it.
Bjorg did.
And
Yeah,
Cesar
so-
gives me
A bet is a bet, even if it costs more.
Yeah. So Bjorg's paid for 3 of you, and Silas, do you buy a room since you're not worthy of the stables?
Yes, he buys a room, but he first asks, is there a fire pit or stove in it?
I'll give you the one with the scratchiest blankets.
Not what I asked.
That's what he has.
Scratchy blankets.
Yep.
Very well, I'm sure those will.
I can shit in them if you want first. I can shit in your blanket if that's gonna help. I'm happy to do it.
If you are not
He's a
sufficiently
giver.
comfortable, my friend can help you.
Okay, you guys all gather outside just in time to see the first guard finish hauling up the bucket with a very wet Klaus kind of shivering on the end. And as soon as
My hand feels better.
yeah, Klaus, another guard reaches up to help you down, and as soon as he has you, he hauls you down and he claps you in irons.
Oh, shucks.
Bjorg's gonna crawl across the space. If you wanted water, they have that inside.
Wait, this town provides free half-elves with every bucket of water? I feel like I've been gypped somehow.
I'm not sure I would want to drink that.
One of the
Better
guards
with-
calls, yeah, that's why he's getting arrested. Yeah.
Ooh, come on, that seems a little extreme for a guy who just fell in a well, right?
Especially.
Well, he didn't fall. He jumped. And after we yelled at him to stop.
That's
Well,
not
it
true.
seems a little extreme to arrest someone who's so brutally stupid, doesn't it?
Perhaps he merely wished to baptize himself.
As a rule, we in Gelfern don't allow the stupid to run around and do as they please. He won himself a 5 gold fee and a night in the cell, but we'll turn him free in the morning.
Yeah.
Hey, I have an idea. Can we
That's-
have Silas take the place in the cell, and then this guy can take his room, take Silas's room?
Wait a second.
I mean, you can try and talk the guard into it.
Silas actually thinks that's a wonderful idea.
Hey, little wet.
He will approach the guards.
Oh God.
Wait. Sir Paladin, whatever you're thinking, don't do it.
No, it's a good idea. He's gonna switch rooms with the guy. They're gonna switch places.
I understand that you think that whatever you're saying is probably going to be a good idea, and I know that I just met you mere hours ago. Nothing about this seems like it's going to go well.
I think it's a fine idea.
And there is the proof.
But does not a sinner such as me deserve this punishment?
I should throw you in the well myself.
Yes, but then
The guards overhear you and say, in that armor, I don't think we can haul him up.
You understand exactly where I'm coming from. Sir Guard, if we promise that the big one will keep an eye on the two stupid ones, will you let the wet one go for 3 gold?
The guard kind of looks at you. No.
I tried.
We don't know any of you people.
But
This
I'm
one just
fetching
jumped in a
up
well
the
for no
festival.
reason.
How do you not know me? You must have heard of me.
I will actually give you a d20 roll that they might have heard of you.
Oh, that could be hilarious.
Give it 25. We'll say 15 and above, they've heard of you. They have never heard of you. I rolled a 5.
They have never
I
heard
am-
of you.
No.
Maybe
Hey, look
you've
at-
heard of me under one of my previous identities.
No, I'm pretty sure they haven't heard of you.
I have a lot.
Oh, you've been traveling under aliases, have you?
There are lots and lots of fathers and husbands who get really grumpy with musicians.
I don't
If-
think this is a line you should take.
I don't think this is helping. Pretty sure I'm gonna just leave these people to their devices and go to bed.
When the
Sometimes-
dwarf thinks it's a bad idea, it's got to be tragically bad. You fellas have fun in jail. Good night.
In the meantime, Silas is holding out his hands to like the guards, going, slap those irons on me, for I am deserving.
Bjorg's going to follow Kutharik and the bard back inside, kind of shaking his head, going, I don't think he would make a very good dwarf.
So,
No.
Paladin, you haven't broken any laws.
The laws of man, perhaps, but the laws of gods, infinite.
Whoa, we're not authorized to enforce the laws of gods. Just the laws of man. So no.
Silas sadly turns away, shaking his head at the lack of salvation that for this town. And he'll just go take his room.
Okay. Klaus, would you like to say anything in your defense as you're being marched toward the jail, which is this round hut right here?
No, I'm just kind of curious to check it out.
Okay. They walk you in. It's a very small little building. There's just 3 cells. It's more like a drunk tank from like an old-timey,
Maybe.
like the Andy Griffith Show
Right.
style. Like, it's just 3 cells. It's very clearly not built for long-term holding. It's their drunk tank, rowdy tank, like, throw you in here for being an asshole and sleep it off tank. So they throw you into the middle cell, they take the irons off you, and then they shut the door and lock it behind them. There's a small candle on the far end of the room that's burning softly, and they have left you in a secured room,
Very.
or in a cell in a secured room. There is a small window. It's got the moonlight streaming through, and bars are blocking your exit.
Is there anyone else in there?
No, you are alone.
Okay, no guards or anything?
Nope.
Sweet.
They've got shit to do. They don't have time for your bullshit.
All right, well, I'm gonna take this turn to just observe out the window for a little while, and all right. First, I want to look at the lock on the door, and then look out the window.
Okay. The window is about 7 feet high, so you have to like stretch on your tippy toes and grab and pull to see out of it.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay. The lock is sturdy. It's well made. It's built for function. It's a jail cell lock. They've held people there before. It's not impenetrable by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not some rinky-dink one that someone just slapped on.
Yeah.
And you look out the window and you see stars, because at that angle, that's pretty much all you can get.
I wanted to like jump up and grab the bars and pull myself up.
Yeah, that's what I assume you did to see the stars.
Okay. All right. Just for fun, I'll see if I can pick the lock. I don't want to actually do it. I want to just see if I can do it.
Okay. That will be a sleight of hand check
Yeah.
to assess the viability.
31.
Holy shit. You feel real confident. You've picked your fair share of locks, and this is a good lock, but it's not that good of a lock.
Oh,
Like,
Jesus Christ.
It's you feel like you could probably get out of this cell in a few minutes, maybe seconds, if you really had to and pushed yourself.
All right. Well, my plan is I want to sleep here, and then when I wake up early in the morning, I want to pick the lock and bail out before they collect their 5 gold.
Okay, so is everybody turning in for the evening?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Collectively, everyone's going to bed.
Yes.
You all go to sleep in your rooms. Bjorn, Kutherick, and Fandingo in one. Silas in the one with the very scratchy blankets. Klaus is in the jail cell, which, humorously enough, has less scratchy blankets than what Silas is dealing with.
And is free.
And you all fall gently into sleep until you are wakened, some unknown hours later, by the sounds of screaming. All right, folks, and that's where we're going to end it for this week's podcast. Be sure to check back with us in 2 weeks when they will find out what's happening and the battle shall commence. Thanks for tuning in. Authors and Dragons is brought to you under a Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to the original creators, which is us, the people who are playing it. The opening music, Take a Chance, and closing theme, Master of the Feast, are both credited to Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com and also used under a Creative Commons license.